Hey, happy Monday night. We are quickly in the middle of the month of February, and I wanted to pose a question to you guys. Are you rising to the challenge? Here we are, uh, fast approaching Valentine's Day this week. And are you continuing to rise to the challenges that are before you, or are you shrinking back? Are you facing them or not? I wanted this question was posed to me because the last week I was given a challenge coin, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with challenge coins, but I'm somewhat familiar with them. But one of the amazing men in our group, Donald Burns, Don, just thank you so much out there. He's just an amazing man. But he created a coin for us all in our Warrior Mastermind. I'll hold it up here so you guys can see this. This is just amazing coin that he did, and it says Warrior on the back. Um, Raw, real, relevant results. Body being balanced business. I mean, just awesome. So knowing that we're being challenged to rise uh, and live what I call the warrior's way, and that's what I incorporate into my own life, what I incorporate into my coaching for both Steward Your Business and the Steward Yourself program. And so are you rising to the challenges that are coming before you, or are you shrinking back? Do you see and want to live that way, that you're like, okay, no, I'm not going to shrink back from this. I see a greater vision. I see a more compelling vision. I see somewhere where I want to go. I want to rise to the challenge because I know I'll be better off in the long run if I choose that path. And this idea of, the challenge coin, uh, and encouraging us to live this way, I thought was really cool. Honestly, I really appreciate this, Don. Thanks. Hopefully, you'll get to see this, Don, and I'm giving you a shout out there. But Don has taken it, just come in, and I've gotten to meet him and just some other amazing men and women that we're working to rise together to serve others in our unique domains and the way we're uniquely designed, and to bring support and challenge. We need both. Um, I'm here to provide you the support so that you can face the challenges that come before you, that you have an advocate for you in your business, or if you're not a business owner, but a leader of others, whatever that capacity might be, that you're not alone. And that you know that you can rise to the challenge. You have support, you know where to turn. And that's where I was stuck for a while there, especially when I started to go through my career path of growing in from a biologist, which I love doing, and I still love being outdoors. And I spent some time outside today with my son and daughter. But after a while, then I became having to manage projects or tasks, and then projects, and I was like, could I rise to that challenge? Right? I could have shrunk back and said, no, I don't. But I saw a more compelling vision. I knew that I could be in a better place if I rose to the challenge before me, or and I sought out challenges too. That's the other thing, is sometimes we're maybe we're pursuing the wrong challenge. We maybe just pivot a little bit there. But knowing that you're not alone, and to find something like this, where you're saying, hey, we are a part of a community and that we're living this way. We all want to rise to the challenge together. We all rise together, right? That's part of it, is like we don't want to shrink back, but if we can rise and go together, we can go much further. I have found that to be so important, in finding that, and finding others that, while I face failures, I face setbacks, I face obstacles, those are inevitable. um, that I rise up to the challenge that's before me. I look for the challenge, I lean into the challenge. And for those that do, that there's this idea of a challenge coin, like I'm showing you here. So those of you guys have it coming on here, this is a really cool coin that was created by one of our brothers, Donald Burns. Thank you, Donald, again for sharing that. I think that'd be fun to share here today. But are you in that place where you're like, you know what, I'm at this level, and you may have achieved some success. You've reached that peak at a certain point, but there's a challenge, like meaning I've got to descend back into the valley. I've got to go into this darkness. I've got to face some other areas of my life that I've never faced before, because I know if I do that, I'll actually get better. I'll become a better version of myself. And that's what I'm committed to, is like this lifelong journey of bettering myself so that I can serve those around me, my wife, my children, my coworkers, my community, um, and knowing that the challenge is there. It's a matter of, are you willing to go face the challenges to become in a better place, or are you going to shrink back? And unfortunately, there's a saying where we can live quiet lives of desperation, which some people do, and I'm not going to do that. Or we can live lives of freedom. And there's that, I don't know for you, those of you seen Braveheart, but there's a great scene in Braveheart, that movie, with William Wallace, where he's challenging the men to come and fight, and they may not live, but to live and fight the best fight that they can, knowing they're seeking freedom and they're seeking the best for themselves and for their loved ones, or they can shrink back and live another day only to look back with regret, and look at the life of what could have been. And I don't want to live a life of what could have been. Let's live a life that is filled with passion and love for our fellow men, um, living, lifting up others and not putting down others. Let's rise to the challenge of what it really means to rise up in a positive way, in a way that leaves a lasting impact, not a wake of destruction and pulling back. History tells us and shows us what happens to those that shrink back from challenge, that shrink back from the front lines, that shrink back. They are lost to time. They're lost, and unfortunately, that can reverberate for generations to come. Let us not be that generation. Let's not be those individuals that shrink back from the challenge that are before us, but let's fight for what is right. Let's lean into the challenge. Let's look after one another and fight the good fight. Run the race that is before us and not shrink back. That's what I'm encouraging. And if you're not sure, like, man, David, I hear that. I want to, but I'm exhausted. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I'm burned out. Um, I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels here. I'm not really getting where I want to be. Well, that is why I created Steward Your Business. That's why I created this. This is a way that you can find a home and a place where you can rise to the challenge, and you can be surrounded by other men that want to do that, and women. There, it's this way of living and a lifestyle. I'll tell you, as you lean into this, you won't go back. I don't want to go back. I lived a life where I didn't lean into the challenge as much as I could have, and I knew it, and I wanna lean into the challenge even more, even more. And so spending the last few days, the last week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, working with other amazing individuals, men and women, coaches, helping me rise so that I can be there and serve my clients and help those that are along their journey, particularly those that are like biologists like myself, or engineers, or those that have worked up in this ACE industry and find themselves struggling, leading teams, helping them really grow in the organization, knowing what the key objectives that they need to hit, where do they need to focus their challenges that are before them, because there's oftentimes a lot of challenges we don't even know where to begin. So, number one, are you rising the challenge? And if you're not, and you know that there's challenges there that you need to face, like literally, you know that if you face these challenges, you can overcome them. You will get on the other side and you'll be so much better for it. If you know that and you're not making that move, then reach out. If you're hearing this and it's resonating with you and you're saying, dang, I need to get a move on here. I can't wait another day. I cannot delay, because every day that I delay just puts me that much further behind. I've shrunken back. I've shrunken back. And when you're at the end of the race, trying to catch up is a really hard thing. But if we can get you further along along the race and maintaining and building momentum. That's what we're about. Definitely not about manicking all over the place. It's very strategic and focused, and you're facing the challenges that are going to make the most impact in your life, so that you can find get that challenge coin that I showed you here. Get that challenge coin where that is for you, and know that you have a home, you have a place here with me, with Steward Your Business. This is one place where you can come and know and be real, raw, relevant. I just showed you on the coin, and get the true results that you desire and get clear on what you really want and how to get there. So I appreciate you guys just coming on, listening to me tonight, and thinking about that, thinking about where's your challenge. Let's get you your challenge coin. Let's get you part of the community. And don't go another day alone. Just send me a message. Tell me. I'm curious. Drop in your comments. What are the challenges you're facing? How have you overcome those challenges? Who in your life has helped mentor you or pointed you along? We're not meant to go through this life alone. We are not meant to be isolated from one another. So share with me what your thoughts are. I would love to hear that from you. But here's a call and an action to you. If this resonates with you, reach out to me. Let's talk, because I don't want you to go another day where you're feeling lost and struggling and not making sure, like, where's the next move? How do I focus myself? So rise to the challenge, my friends. Thank you for watching and jumping on with me tonight. I encourage you with that, and I look forward to being back with you here tomorrow. Like I said, every day, my commitment is to come and share and bring value and support, and pose questions that I believe will help empower you and cause you to consider how you can move and be the hero of your own life, and live that life that is, you know, uh, a light, and that the world needs, the world desperately needs. So rise to the challenge, my friends. Have an amazing night, and thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon.